You have probably seen The Shining, and there's a scene in the movie, no, not that scene, that relates to the topic of this video. Why you may need more fun and not discipline in your life. And it's this scene right here. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And as the quote suggests, that working all of the time is going to make you a boring and dull person. But actually, it's a lot worse than that. It's going to stagnate your progress because it leaves no room for growth and improvement. And I know that's a little bit counterintuitive. Wouldn't working more and grinding towards your goals get you closer to where you eventually want to be? And not really. Let me explain. Let me ask you this question. What makes a good product and what makes a bad product? A good product makes the end user feel good, and a bad product makes you feel bad or nothing at all. Let's take Apple for example. Why do people like Apple products so much? Everything about it is just so effortless and easy to use. Everything from the interface, the buttons on the keyboard, the layout, the fonts, everything about it just makes you feel good when you're using it. It just feels like such an effortless process, and people love the way that Apple products make them feel. And more importantly, the people who even came up with the idea for Apple had to feel inspired, had to feel fun, had to feel motivated to create these products. Steve Jobs, before even spending a second building an Apple computer or promoting it, spent years traveling. By traveling the world, he learned so much from different cultures, picked up on new worldviews, and all of these things eventually influenced his vision and his design philosophy. Without any of that, he would not have been able to create something revolutionary. To create something that is meaningful and that makes you feel good, you need to be very in tune with your senses. And to be more in tune with your senses, you just need to have more fun experiences. When you're always pushing yourself, you're grinding, you're pushing through burnout, that is going to influence the type of product that you end up making for your end user. If you are not passionate, you're not inspired by the thing, and every day just feels so monotonous, you are not going to create something that they will truly enjoy using. And oddly enough, the more inspired, the more fun, the more easygoing that you feel about something, the more effortless it seems to work hard. You're naturally drawn to doing that thing, and you actually don't need discipline as much. We as human beings, our brains are made to make us feel as comfortable as possible. Our brains do not like to put us through stressful experiences. It wants to avoid that at all costs. But when we enjoy doing something, or we break up monotonous tasks and put more fun in there, these are things that are going to make your everyday process that much more fun and interesting. I myself have been really guilty of doing this, where I find myself doing the exact same thing day in and day out. Either going to work or working on YouTube or learning on the side, I pretty much do the same things day in and day out. A lot of the time, every day feels the exact same and boring. I don't feel like doing it, and I really just have to push through a lot of the times. And it's very important that if you want to create something meaningful, something that you're proud of, something that will make you a lot of money in the future, it needs to feel fun and inspiring. So if you feel like you're constantly working hard, you're overwhelmed, you don't feel like you're getting much progress out of the work that you're doing, you feel like you're staying in the exact same place, that might be a sign that you need more fun and not discipline. And I'm going to give you some actionable and practical tips that you can implement in your life right now so that you can start actually seeing progress while also making it seem fun. Before I tell you these actionable tips, that does not mean that you don't work hard and that you just take vacations all of the time. You only seek to have fun. You will never get anywhere you want to be without hard work, but the hard work does need to be fluid and fun. So let's get right into the tips. The first actionable step that you need to take is that you need to know when to stop working. You need to have a hard deadline of when you stop working in a day. By having a deadline at the end of the day, you will ironically see how much more productive you are. If you know that you need to stop working by 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., you're not going to be wasting time throughout the day checking your phone, going to go see a friend, watching Netflix, because you only have a certain amount of time in the day to work. If you know you need to get everything done by a certain time, those hours are going to be so much more productive productive and energy fueled, because you know at the end of that, you're gonna have a reward to go do something more fun and inspiring. And if you don't know what to do at the end of your work, at the very least, shut everything off, read a book, go out for a walk in nature, call a friend that you haven't spoken to in a while, call a family member. Do something other than working. And the very second actionable tip that I can give you is that you should take more trips more often. Like I mentioned before, Steve Jobs, he traveled practically all throughout Asia, probably took trips all over the world, who knows, but all of these things significantly influenced him as a person, which actually influenced his ability to work. And as Anthony Bourdain once said, that at its very worst, traveling can be very useful, and at its very best, it can be enjoyable. Never ever regret spending money on going to a new destination or traveling, because these experiences feed the soul. Working is something that just feeds your body and your mind. You need to work so that you can have a house, so that you can have put food on the table. But doing that every single day is going to make you feel like there's more to life. And trust me, there is. And by traveling, getting to see something completely new, you're in a new environment, these things will do more for the soul. By traveling, there's so much to learn from other cultures, from other worldviews, to see how people live. And like I mentioned before, by doing all of these things, they can indirectly influence you as a person, that when you come back, it influences the type of work that you do. It influences just how you interact with others. It will have much more of an effect than you think. And if you're tight and on a budget but you still want to travel, I suggest that you watch this video right here. I made this video just a few days ago talking about what you should do if you want to travel but aren't making that much money. Do not neglect the power of traveling, especially in your 20s. Rather than just making money, your 20s is about gaining new experiences and meeting as many new people as you can. For the rest of your life, you're going to just be working and making money. This is a time to just grow and develop as much as a person as you can. As always, I hope you got a ton of value from this video, and I wish you all the utmost success, because there's plenty for all of us.